what we do here is we practice connecting breath and body through the practice of yoga and breath work and meditation techniques. We'll start with a seated grounding. Can we work on hips today? Yes. Yes. Please leave your recommendations and requests in the chat. So anything in particular that you're looking forward to, we already got hips on the docket. I love it. You just type that in, even if class has already started, even if I don't acknowledge it during meditation. I'll take a look and try to add it in. So we'll start with our seated grounding meditation, move into movement, and end with a nice long shavasana, final relaxation pose. Everything that I lead you through is an invitation. We're good. Everything that I lead you through is an invitation. So please don't get hung up on, did I just get kicked off? Maybe. Shoulders and neck, please. Got it. Am I online? Yeah. Come on, internet, work for me. All right. I can't tell if I'm live or not. I'm live. Okay, cool. Everything I lead you through is an invitation. Don't get hung up on how it looks. Just pay attention to how it feels. All right. So we will get started here in a comfortable seated position. Oh, not on the. Patty. Oh. I thought you hopped on the internet. Okay. We'll roll with it. We'll do the best that we can. So, going to find a comfortable seated position, shoulders and neck and hips. Kai Bucha, good morning, my love. Hi, I'm recondoing my life again, but I love you. Have fun with yoga. I'll be back tomorrow. Love you too. Okay, bye. Good luck. I thought it was going to be like a yoga Marie Kondo question. I'm like, all right, let's go. Hit me right before we start this meditation. Good luck. All right. So we find a comfortable seated position. You could be on the floor in Sukhasana, easy sitting pose. That's basically sitting cross-legged. If sitting cross-legged on the floor is difficult or becomes actually painful, then what you're going to want to do is elevate your hips higher up than your knees. You might sit on top of a pillow or a blanket, something like that. Or if you're sitting in a chair, that works too. The idea is just you want to get your heart over your hips, head over heart, so your spine is in alignment, right? We're not leaning into the future eagerly or rounding, slouching, none of that, just right centered. Make sure your devices are silenced, at least for these first few minutes. Hands come to rest on the lap, either palms down to ground down, or palms up to give and receive energy if you feel you've got a little extra to give today. Eyes can close if that's comfortable for you. If not, a soft gaze just beyond the legs is appropriate. And we'll start with 3 cleansing breaths. In through the nose, shoulders rise up towards the ears, and an audible sigh out through the mouth, shoulders drop away. Allow the breath to continue in and out through the nose, returning to a natural pace. And we'll take a moment here just to arrive. Let go of everything that came before and everything that's to come up after. Become present to yourself here in this moment, here in this space. Begin to allow sounds into your awareness. And perhaps the sound of passing traffic or singing birds outside your window. Or the rustling of a pet or roommate elsewhere within the home. Allowing all sounds in all part of this moment, this experience. Notice the temperature of the air on your skin. And feel the weight where your body makes contact with the ground below you. The weight of your hands on your knees. Begin to scan the body from head down towards toes. Checking in for any places of tightness or sensitivity, any restlessness or fidgeting. And taking note to work into the spaces that call out to you throughout your movement practice here today. We'll shift the awareness from Annamaya Kosha, the body, to Pranamaya Kosha, the energetic and breath level. Noticing where you're at energetically in this moment. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate yourself right now? 1 being exhausted, fatigued, ready to crawl into bed. 10 being so full of energy, it's hard to sit still. Bringing the attention to the breath. No need to change it, just observe inhalations, exhalations, and whatever space in between. And shifting the awareness up to Manomaya Kosha, the mind. Allow thoughts and feelings to arise freely. And just observe them from a distance. like clouds passing in the sky. Some days the sky may be mostly clear and blue with just a few clouds passing by. And others, the whole sky is covered in clouds and thoughts. But still, we view them from the same distance. No need to engage. Notice what are the quality of the thoughts today. Do they have a positive or a negative tilt to them? Are they holding on to a long, drawn-out storyline, or are they fragments of ideas barely pulling together a sentence? Not right or wrong, not good or bad, just something to notice. And we'll bring that attention back down to the breath. This time actively expanding the breath. Every inhale sips in a little more air. And every exhale lets something more go. Inhaling through the nose, belly expands like a balloon inflating. And exhaling also through the nose, belly button pulls in towards the spine, using some muscular strength to pull the belly button in. Inhales fill belly, the ribs expand as well. And exhale releases ribs and belly. We'll add on our pranayam, our breathing technique exercise that we're working on this month is called Ujjayi Pranayam. It means victorious breath. And it's commonly known as ocean sounding breath. So continuing the breath as we've been doing through the nose, full belly breathing, layering on this Ujjayi Pranayam by bringing a slight constriction to the throat so you can begin to actually audibly experience the breath. So you can hear your breath as you inhale and exhale. It's almost like you're trying to fog up a piece of glass or like a mirror in front of your nose. If you're having trouble with this, you can imagine almost like you're blowing out a birthday candle with your nose, and then you're slowing that down so that you can continue your long breaths. Long, slow, deliberate breaths. Keeping the breath slow and steady, and when the mind wanders, bring it back to the breath. And on your next exhale, releasing that ujjayi pranayama, releasing any effort from the breath, returning to a natural pace. Perhaps slightly impacted by that pranayama. So that breath work, it helps us build a relationship with the breath so that we can work with it more skillfully to help navigate our lives on and off the mat. It can help us calm our nervous systems out of sympathetic fight or flight mode into parasympathetic rest and digest mode. It can actually be quite helpful at the end of the night when you're trying to clear your mind and head to bed, your thoughts are racing. You might just practice some ujjayi pranayama. Here in the mornings we practice about 10 to 15 rounds, just to give you some reference if that's something you'd want to bring into your bedtime routine. We'll bring our hands to meet at heart center, palms pressed together in Anjali Mudra. No space between the fingers and the thumbs pressed into the sternum. Consider here setting an intention or dedication for your practice. It might be the sankalpa, heart's desire you've been working with all year, your New Year's resolution, or something new might have inspired you to come to the mat today. The invitation is just to set it in the positive and present tense. For example, it might sound something like, I flow through life with ease and grace. And we'll seal that intention with the sound of Om. Of course, you are invited to chant along with me. First, a cleansing breath. Allow your hands to release to your lap, chin drops towards chest, and on an inhale, right ear rolls over towards right shoulder. Exhaling, chin to chest, and left ear rolls towards left shoulder. Just gently bringing movement into the body. The next time the right ear rolls over the right shoulder, we'll hold it there and the breath continues. Right hand comes to land on top of the head. And left arm reaches away. Gently it releases down just so fingertips graze the floor. So if this hand's not pulling down, just the weight of the arm, gravity is enough. And these fingertips are actively reaching at an angle away. We give the head a little bit of a rock. Add a little nod yes to find where that nice, sweetest spot of the stretch is on the neck. And then release the hands down, release the chin down towards chest, and left ear rolls over towards left shoulder. Left hand lands on top of left head, right arm reaches away, and it gently touches down, fingertips just grazing the floor. Once again, this left hand is not pulling down, just the weight is enough. We'll give the head a little nod, yes, to find where on this side the sweetest part of that stretch is. We're just breathing fully here, just letting the breath and gravity really do the work. Releasing hands to the lap, release your chin down towards chest. Head comes up to neutral and just begin to roll the shoulders forward. Opening up the space in the upper back, shoulders. And roll the shoulders back, opening up the chest. Nice. All right. And then coming to stillness in the shoulders. We'll bring our arms up overhead. And I'm playing with this. A friend brought this up to me. We always inhale up and exhale to the side, but we're actually going to change it up today. And we'll take a deep breath in, arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, still arms up overhead. And then on the inhale, we'll drop the right hand down, reach the left arm over. As we're inhaling, we're expanding all of this left side body, the intercostal muscles, that space between the ribs, reaching over. And exhale brings you up through center. Left hand drops down, right arm reaches over. This hip is glued to the ground, so I'm opening up the space between shoulder and hip for the inhale. Reach. Exhale back to center. Inhale right. Exhale center. So we're calibrating breath and body here. Nice and simple to start. Once more to each side. Another deep breath in here with both arms up overhead. And exhale to twist. Right hand lands behind you, left hand on right knee, and chest opens to the side wall. Inhale back up through center. And exhale to the left. So these are kind of gentle twists to begin with. Following the breath in to rise, and exhale. It's like bringing out a sponge. We're twisting on the exhale. Doesn't have to be your deepest twist of your life. We're not going for a personal record. We're just waking the spine up to this movement. First twist of class, potentially of the day. We've got one more to each side. Allowing the speed of your body to be informed by the length of your breath. So as the mind wanders, we bring it back to breath, calibrating breath and body. Center. And the elbows bend so the hands come to shoulder height, or around the ears rather. And we'll just wave the hands out. We're going to warm up the wrists and hands before putting any weight on them. We're just waving. Warming up the muscles, the tendons, the ligaments, and the hands and wrists. Palms flip down. Fingers wiggle side to side, so we're not moving the elbows around or nothing like that. Going to the full edges of our range of motion. Then palms flip up towards the sky. It's like you're trying to bring your fingernails to your forearm. Fingers spread wide. And we're rotating side to side. So this takes some forearm effort. Some actual arm strength here. So don't hold back. Really reach back. Reaching through the fingertips here. And if you're experiencing any grinding or clicking, right, it's just something to notice. 2, 1. All right, let's shake off water nice and gentle. 3, 2, 1. We'll work on some neck resiliency here. So fingers come to the jaw bone here, right where the ear ends, where the jaw ends under the ear, and bring the fingers maybe an inch apart away from the jaw. And we're going to slide the head side to side. So you can bring the fingers even in closer until you can reach. Step one is to breathe. So don't hold your breath here. Sometimes when we're like trying to figure something out, we hold our breath. We're just going to avoid that and invite breath back into the body. The second thing that often happens is people move their shoulders to try to bring like your fingers closer, but shoulders are just melted away. You got nothing to do with it. Just the head is sliding. And then the last thing that'll happen is that people turn their heads, but we're not turning your heads. We're just sliding. Opening up these new areas in the cervical spine, these new patterns of movement. All right, coming back to stillness. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. All right, let's roll out the neck here. So I'm just turning to the side so that you have a better view of what we're up to. You can stay facing forward. Shoulders still stacked up over the hips. Chin tucks down towards chest. We roll the head down and forward, all the way forward, all the way up, back, and then chin tucks back down towards chest. So it's like your nose is drawing a circle to the very edges of your range of motion in your neck. We're smoothing that movement out. Still breathing fully. And we'll change directions. So we're reversing the motion. Now it's like almost like your chin is leading. Up, 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 forward, scooping down, and in. Got one more circle like this, sticking with the movement. And then back to center. Just shake it out a bit, looking over left and right shoulder. And we'll bring the legs out in front. So an little T. Don't lose my voice. Legs come out in front. Let's spread and scrunch the toes. Waking up the lower legs. Roll out your ankles. Change directions. We'll bend in the knees. Feet come nice and wide, like mat's distance apart. And drop the knees left and right, left and right. The feet to be far enough apart that both knees have space to land on the ground, regardless if they touch the ground or not. The next time the knees fall over to the right, Right hand comes to the ground close to the right hip. Left arm sweeps up, hips rise, chest rises. Deep breath in. Exhale, hips sink down. And we sweep it to the other side. Knees come over to the left. Left hand on the ground close to the left hip. Right arm sweeps up. On the inhale. Exhale, touches you back down. Sweep it over to the right. Inhale to rise. So we're gently opening up, waking up this front side body, waking up the hips, the hip flexors, the the quad, the quadriceps. So you can slowly work your way into deeper and deeper expressions of this movement. Don't need to snap right into your deepest back bend or anything like that. It's more about the lift. You just got one more to this side. All right, next time the knees fall over to the right, let's bring our hands to frame this right knee and bring it to tabletop pose. There we go. Hands below shoulders, knees below hips. On an inhale, belly drops, hips and chest rise for cow pose. My hands are pressing down and back, knees are pressing down and forward like I'm trying to scrunch my mat together to get a deeper arch in the spine. And exhale through cat pose. Chin tucks towards chest. I'm rounding in my spine, pressing the hands down and forward, knees down and back. I'm trying to stretch my mat apart to get a better grip on this rounding. Inhale through cow pose. Exhale through cat. You might even bring in that Ujjayi pranayama, layering on that slight constriction in the throat so you can hear your breath and really stay committed and honest to calibrating the speed of your body to the length of your breath. And the next time you exhale through cat pose, rounding the spine, tucking chin in towards chest. Completely exhale here. And release to neutral spine, tabletop pose. Well, inhale, the right arm sweeps up towards the sky. Tabletop twist, and here just like 3 big back bends. Just giving the shoulder big circles. Back bends, back strokes. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. 3 back strokes, giving the shoulder big circles, sweeping back. I lost count now, but let's just do one more. And the next time the arm is up by 12 o'clock, so straight up to the sky, we'll exhale and weave it through for thread the needle. Don't land. Inhale, reach the arm up towards the sky. Exhale, weave the arm through. Last time, inhale, up towards the sky. Exhale, weave the arm through and land shoulder and side of the head onto the ground. Back of my right hand's pressing into the ground nice and strong. You can press it stronger and softer into the ground to find the nicest stretch on the side of the neck and that shoulder blade. And then my left hand is pressing to the ground so hard that the shoulder stacks over the right shoulder. Chest is opening to the side, so it's a twist. The hips are over the knees. They're not on the heels. And if you feel you got a little space to play here, you might even extend this left leg long. So I'm just keeping my toes on the ground to start. Pressing back through the heel, calf stretch. Then I point the toes, coming to a little float. and levitate that leg up towards the sky. Nice and slow. So momentum is not your friend here. If you go too fast, the rest of your body will go with you. I mean, all that will really happen is you'll fall down onto your back. And you're already really close to the ground, so it's not a big deal. If you did just roll over, it's all good. You just want to do it nice, even slower next time. So I'm reaching through these toes. I'm pressing through this bottom right hand. I got one more deep breath here. And I'll release this foot down to the mat. Knee comes down next to the right. Pressing into the left hand, right arm sweeps up towards the sky. We'll release that hand down to the mat. Left arm sweeps open to the sky. We'll just give it a few big back strokes, sweeping back big shoulder circles. And the next time the arm's up at 12 o'clock, we'll turn around. We'll exhale to weave it through, but don't land. Inhale, open. Exhale, weave and reach. Last time, inhale, open. Exhale, weave it through, landing side of the head and shoulder onto the ground. Bottom arms pressing into the earth. Right hand pressing into the ground to stack right shoulder over left shoulder. Hips are over the knees. I'm breathing fully and deeply here. Just thread the needle pose. The right toes can tuck under, extending the leg long and pressing through the heel for a little bit of a calf stretch. And by pressing through the foot, I'm getting a little bit more pressure in, a little bit more stretch and pressure in the shoulder and neck. To play with balance, you might point the toes. Now the foot's just floating a bit. I'll slowly levitate that leg up. Still breathing, still moving slowly and intentionally. Now one more deep breath here, really reaching through these toes, really pressing down through this broad bottom arm. And we'll float the foot back down. Foot touches down, knee touches down. Pressing into the right hand, left arm sweeps up towards the sky. And hand touches down. All right. So I was just switching back so that I'm facing the right direction for you guys. So here, we're going to turn to face one another. But you still want your knees on the mat. Oh, yeah. Ooh, there we go. So on your knees on the mat, there you go. All right. We're going to release onto the left forearm. Is this better? Yeah. As I say, knees on the mat. Releasing onto your left forearm. So from elbow to wrist, you're down on the ground. Right knee begins to circle. So these are hip circles of the right hip. So it's like my knee is drawing a circle. Change directions. releasing the knee back down. We'll switch hands. So now releasing onto the right forearm. Left knee begins to draw these circles as well. So these can be large or small. I'd say fast or slow, but kind of slow or slower. As we're warming up the lower back, the inner hips, glutes, change directions. And then releasing that knee back down, back onto hands and knees for tabletop pose. The right knee opens up to the side. So I'm just lifting the knee open to the side and slow motion side kick. Then the heel comes back in towards the glute, so bend in the knee and release the knee back down towards the left. But I'm not touching the ground, I'm just tapping the other knee and then bringing it straight back up and lengthens out. Bend in the knee, lower the knee. Lift, extend, bend, lower. We're trying to keep the shoulders up over the wrists without swaying over to the left to compensate. So lift the knee, extend, we'll touch that foot down. Yeah? So I'm pressing into the pinky side edge of that foot as I walk my hands back, coming up to kneeling. One of those like little AI things that like follows you. It's so creepy, but it would be like so helpful right now. Like the camera follows you. Alright, so bum. Gate pose. Hip over knee. Right leg straight out to the side. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead. And exhale, we'll bend over to the right. Bring our hands to the back of the head. So I'm interlacing my fingers and just grabbing the back of my head and pressing to my head just a little bit to open up my elbows. I'm really breathing into this left side body. And then we'll lift it up on the exhale. It's back to upright. Inhale to the side. Exhale, lifting it back up. So we're engaging all of these side body muscles, obliques, all of that. We just got two more like this. Bending to the side and lifting back up. Last one to the side and lifting. Release the hands out parallel to the ground. And like a half cartwheel, the left hand touches down to the mat. Right hand's reaching up to the sky. So we're just doing a little bit of strength and joints, strengthening and joint stabilization today. We're flexing the right foot, and then it lifts up. Slowly can come down to tap, and then the leg lifts. Strengthening this IT band, this gluteus medius, side glute muscle. Lift. And lower, and still we're breathing this whole time. So we strengthen up all the little muscles that make these movements happen. We stabilize our joints. 2, and last 1. Holding it here for a breath. Gently release the foot down to the mat. Right hand comes down to the ground, walk it forward. So now it's almost like tabletop pose, but my right leg's extended out. My foot parallel to the short end of the mat. I'm gonna press my hips forward and back, giving this inner right hip a stretch. So there's just a little free movement. So everything we've just been doing is like really specific, like number of reps and when to move, but this is a little bit more free form. You just want to be moving in the way that feels good to your body. Really no wrong answers. And then finding a place along this trajectory that feels good to you. Could be forward, back, somewhere in the middle. And we're just going to take 2 deep breaths wherever you land. And press into the hands, back up to a tabletop pose. Knees come in alignment underneath the hips, hands underneath shoulders. And the left knee opens up to the side and it's a slow motion side kick. Knee bends and lowers. Lifting in the knee, extending the leg, bend in the knee, and lower. We're breathing this entire time. So you can inhale to raise the knee, exhale to extend, inhale, bend, exhale, lower. Inhale, rise, exhale, extend, inhale, bend, exhale, lower. We just got one more like that. Exhale, side kick. Inhale, knee bends. Exhale, knee lowers. Inhale, knee rises. Exhale, side kick. Gently lower the foot down to the mat. You made it. All right, walk the hands in and up for gate pose. Knee over, knee under hip, pressing into the pinky side edge of this left foot. And inhale, arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, hands come down behind the head, fingers interlaced. We'll bend it over on the inhale, bending over to the left side. Exhale brings you back up through center. Inhale to bend. Exhale. So we're engaging this right side body to bring yourself back upright. 3, 2, and last one in this gate pose variation. Arms open like the letter T. Right palm touches down, left hand towards the sky. And we'll lift this left leg and gently lower down so the toe just taps the ground. So it's really tempting to completely try to take a break in between reps by letting the weight of the foot go down or letting the weight of the knee go down in that other position. But there's actually more effort that comes in from working against gravity of the release. Getting started is usually the most difficult part, right? So you don't want to have to reset getting started every single time you go into a movement. So you just want to get to that edge and bring it back up. 3, 2, 1. We'll hold it here, and the breathing continues. So I'm pressing the heel away, I'm pressing the foot away, I'm reaching through the fingertips. Got a deep breath here. And then gently release the foot down, left hand comes down, walking the hands forward like tabletop. Still I got this left leg extended out, and a little free movement here. This is always my favorite part. We're just pressing the hips forward and back. So from the side, look like hips pressing back and forward. Doesn't matter the extent or anything like that. It's just a little flowing movement. Opening up this inner left hip flexor. And we'll find a place along this trajectory that feels good to you. And we'll hold it there for 2 deep breaths. Hands press into the ground, bring it back up to tabletop, bringing that knee in. We'll face the short end of the mat, the front of the mat. And then step the right foot forward, step the left foot forward. We'll heel toe the feet out to the edges of the mat. Again, bend deep in the knees, coming down to a squat. Head comes heavy, or rather, hips come heavy, head is light. And then up to a forward fold, hips light, head heavy. I'm just going back and forth, so it doesn't have to be your deepest squat or your most perfectest forward fold. We're just going one edge to the other, one edge to the other. And then holding it here in your forward fold. Here you might give your knees a little or a lot of a bend. Your belly can even be hanging out like on top of the thighs. That's cool too. And you want to give your head a nod yes. Give it a little shake no. If your hands are pressing the ground away, just release them. So I'm not pressing the ground away, I'm just letting them hang heavy. If that brings any pain to your hamstrings or your lower back, bend your knees even more. This is more about releasing your neck and your spine, right, your back, than it is about your legs in this particular moment in ragdoll. Grab opposite elbows, like creating a frame for your head, and then give yourself a little sway, a little free movement once again. Just allowing the top body to be nice and heavy. And we'll come to stillness. You can heel toe the feet in towards one another. Big toes come to touch, just a little space between the ankles. And we'll roll it all the way up to stand. Heavy head comes up last. Arms sweep up when you get there. And exhale, hands to heart center. Just push this. All right. Good morning. I'm a little late to class, but it's good to catch up. Hey, welcome in. Hello, hello. Yeah, no worries, no worries. We're just getting started with some balance, and then we're going to shake it out. So, perfect timing. So, if you have a block or a stack of books or something that you like to, that you're using as a prop, you don't need this. I've taught this before, so if you've been in class and I've taught this before, I didn't teach it with these, I don't think, but I'm just going to show you as an option today. So we're going to place the blocks, or like literally I have books, but we do what we can. On the outside of your right foot. Yeah. Okay. So it's just on the outside of my right foot. Yeah? Okay. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead. And on an exhale, left arm sweeps under right arm. I'm reaching in opposite directions here. Just getting close to you. See what I'm talking about? I'm trying to get my elbows on top of one another or even past them. Right? Then backs of the hands come together. From here, the left hand comes into my forehead and then slides in front. So I'm twisting once, maybe twice. It's called eagle arms, Garudasana. Here you can give a couple circles. This is like really tight in the shoulders, or like this might be really tight in the shoulders. Just kind of exploring that range of motion there. And then it's like a pull down. So I'm pulling my elbows down towards my belly button almost to get my shoulders away from my ears. Yeah? If this is awful for your shoulders, like this feels really bad, not just complicated or difficult, but painful, just grab your shoulders here. You should still feel a nice stretch between your shoulder blades. without any actual pain or popping or anything like that. Then we'll bring a bend to the knees, almost like you're sitting in a chair. And the left knee opens out to the side. So both my knees are bent. And then I'm going to cross this left knee high over the right thigh. Maybe the foot touches down onto this block. So it's like I'm sitting in a chair with my legs crossed. If you've still got space to play, you can bring your foot behind the calf to hook behind. So I'll show you another angle. Here we are, sitting in this invisible chair. I open my left knee to the side, cross it over really nice and high, just like I'm sitting in a chair with my legs crossed. I bring the foot back behind me, maybe it hooks behind. So one cross, maybe two. And then I'm bringing my knees back to center. So I'm trying to line my knees up with my belly button and my elbows. I'm sitting deep. It feels like intuitively like the higher you stand up, the easier it'll be. But actually, the deeper you bend in the knees, the easier it'll be to hold this pose because it's all squeezing together. My elbows are squeezing together, my knees are squeezing together. Garudasana, eagle pose. Got one more deep breath here. And like pressing rewind, I'm going to uncross the legs, uncross my arms, and let it go. Okay, if the blocks helped you on one side, you can slide them over to the outside of your left foot. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead. And exhale, right arm sweeps under left arm. Then, wait, did we just do this? No? Yes. Then backs of the hands come together. You can stay here, or this right hand comes into the forehead and slides in front. So, twist it once, or twice, or grab the shoulders. You can give a couple circles here, just to even out the shoulders. Try to explore that feeling. Until ultimately the elbows are pulling down towards the belly button. Let's give a bend in the knees like you're sitting into a chair. And the right knee opens out to the side. Lift and cross the leg over the left thigh. The foot can release onto the block rather, or even hook behind the calf. Then the knees get pulled in towards center line. So elbows, belly button, and knees are all in the same line, right? Squeezing everything in towards center and still managing to breathe deeply. Sit deep in your seat for Garudasana, eagle pose. And releasing in reverse, we uncross the leg, uncross the arms, sweep them up overhead, and deep breath out. Audible sigh out. All right, great job with balance today. Whether you fell over or were able to sustain it, if you tried, that's a win. Let's shake it out. So I'm giving my legs a shake to start. Just gonna try and release all of that tension that may have built up during that balancing. That's probably the feedback I've gotten, is that balancing is the most frustrating part of class for people. And we're here to be challenged, we're here to be uncomfortable. Maybe that's news to you, but the invitation is to be in a place of safe discomfort. It's like be in the experiment of what yoga has to offer you. And a lot of it is uncomfortable, is challenging, is frustrating. We just get to use this as an opportunity to put our reactions kind of under a microscope. Like, oh, that was really freaking annoying. Like, How did I react? Did I give up? Was I just like, I'm not doing this? Or did I power through even though I needed a break? What was my self-talk like? Like, what was I saying to myself about myself if I kept falling out? Like, you just want to notice these things, not to be like, oh, I'm good, I'm bad, I suck, I'm great. But just to be like, okay, this is how I react when faced with a challenge. By the way, we're lymphatic shaking right now. What does that mean? We're lifting the heels, dropping them with bent knees to create this shake in the whole body. You can also just straight up be like jumping if you got the space, if you got the energy, totally go for it. Anytime I have the energy to go all out, I do. Because you don't know when you'll have that energy again. Shaking, just letting it go. Good. Audibly exhale through the mouth. This helps release tension in the body. And the next practice we've got is called breath of joy. And it looks like this. It's a 4-part breath. 3 sips of air in through the nose. No exhale, just in, and a big ha out through the mouth. And the arms throw back. So it goes in, arms sweep forward, in, arms sweep out, in, arms sweep forward, and ha. It's a big yell. Arms throw back. Make sure you got space with your furniture and walls. I've got about 10 rounds of this. So in, ha, in, ha, in, ha, in, ha. Ha! 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 3 left. If you haven't joined in yet, now's your chance. Ha! Ha! Last one. Make it count. Ha! Feet come nice and wide, stable stance, hand on your belly, hand on your heart. Eyes can close. And we'll just take a moment here to arrive, to observe what was created. Higher heart rate, perhaps higher body temperature, but what else? Taking your body like a snow globe and giving it a righteous shake. Now we pause to observe where that glitter dust settled. What was revealed? And whatever shows up for you, it's not right or wrong, it's not good or bad, it's just something to notice. And we'll gently blink the eyes open. You can take a sip of water, towel off any sweat that got built up. So when we're observing without judgment, it's kind of like we're like walking into a room and we're just taking stock of what's around. Like, oh, that wallpaper, that sofa, matching with that couch, mismatching with that chair, whatever it is, we're not really in there to redecorate. So when we're walking into a room, we're not going, oh, shag rug, that's tacky. Like, should be hardwood floors, or I would put a different painting up. Like, it's not about that. It's just like, oh, yellow wallpaper, purple couch, like whatever it is. Like, you're just taking it as it is. And in this practice, we're basically doing the same thing with our own selves. So whatever shows up, like, oh, self-doubt, self-deprecating thoughts, what's it called? Great balance, really at ease, really frustrated. Whatever it is, it's not like, oh, I wish it was ease. I wish it was grace. I wish it was balance. It's not about that. It's just what's actually showing up. Oh, frustration. Oh, happiness. Oh, sadness. Oh, anger. Oh, hatred. Whatever it is, you're just noticing it as a fact or like as a detail. You're not trying to change it. Okay. If you're already on the ground, just stay there. We'll meet you. If you're standing up, you can come down with me. We're going to meet at the back of the mat. Big toes come to touch. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift, hands on shins. Exhale, knees bend deep, deep, so deep that we come down to seated. You can walk your hands back so you don't land on your tailbone. Feet come together. Let the knees splay open for Baddha Konasana or Tailor's pose, or really bound angle pose, but some people call Tailor's pose. Give your feet a little massage. All right. And here, we're gonna get a nice good grip on the feet or the ankles. Use this as leverage. Yep, don't do that. As leverage to sit up tall. Deep breath in. On the exhale, we'll wave forward. Belly, chest, head. Coming into a forward fold in this Baddha Konasana, this bound angle pose. With the grip on the ankles, you can use your elbows to press into the knees. So your knees are pressing down towards the floor. But is my goal for my knees to touch the floor? No. My goal is for my hips to feel a stretch. So wherever that edge is, cool, I've arrived at that edge of like, all right, that's it, I can't go any further. It's intense, but it's not so intense that it takes my breath away. I can still breathe fully, normally. And I'm really kind of working on breathing into my backside body, into the my back ribs here. Space between my shoulder blades, since my belly is a little constricted here from the forward fold. So I can't really breathe full belly breaths here. I'm just going to breathe into my back. Still breathing in and out through my nose, bringing my shoulders down away from my ears. And just reassuring my hips that it's okay, there's nothing to fight against. I'm not going to push them further than they can go. So we're working in concert with the body, not against it. And press it back up to seated. And bring the knees together. Scooch it forward just a bit. Hands come behind the knees. And we'll lift the legs for our Urdhva Navasana, upward facing boat pose. So I'm trying to bring my shins parallel to the ground. I'm on 3 points of contact on the ground right now. Left and right sits bones. And my tailbone, like a tripod. See, I'm rounding in my spine. That's going to make me want to roll back. So instead I'm going to pop my chest forward, shoulder blades squeeze together behind me. Bringing my belly towards my thighs. Deep breath in here. And exhale, the arms release. Inhale, we just hold it. Exhale, open up a bit. Inhale, sustain. Exhale, extend a little further. Inhale, sustain. Exhale, extend a little further. Inhale, hold it here. And exhale, release it all the way down. Full body stretch. Your hands and feet can reach for all four corners of the mat. Nice. And then the left knee bends. We'll interlace the fingers below the knee, completely avoiding the belly. Pull the knee in towards the shoulder for wind relieving pose. Left heel is flexed and pressed away. Shoulders are relaxed. We're just using bicep strength here to pull the knee in. Then the left hand stays on the right knee. Right arm opens up like the letter T, palm face open to the sky. We'll cross this right leg over the body, stacking right hip over left hip. The gaze can look over the right shoulder for a supine spinal twist, Supta Matsyasana. Head comes back up through center. Knee comes back through center. And extend this right leg out. Completely avoiding the belly. Left knee pulls in towards the chest. Fingers interlaced below the knee. Pulling the knee in towards the armpit. Right heel flexes and presses away. For wind relieving pose on the other side. Shoulders are totally relaxed. We're just using bicep strength to pull the knee in towards the chest here. And then the right hand keeps hold of the left knee here. Left arm opens up like the letter T, palm face open to the sky. And we'll cross this left leg over to the right, stacking left hip over right hip, and pressing this left shoulder to the ground. You can even look over the left fingertips to give the neck a twist as well, so the whole spine has a nice gentle twist here. There's no pulling or anything like that. It's all passive, letting gravity do the work. Gravity and the breath. And we'll bring the head back up through center, bring the leg back in through center, and extend the leg down the length of the mat. Both knees pull in towards the body. You can reach around for opposite elbows. And then just notice here, so you can give the knees a squeeze in Apanasana. And then just notice, is there any last movement or wiggle or stretch that your body's asking for that would really round out your physical practice right before as we're about to head into Shavasana, final relaxation pose. So All class, we tell our body what to do. Now we're just asking back, is there anything we can do back for it? Any last thing that doesn't feel quite addressed or wants more attention? Sometimes when we ask our body what it would like, it answers, but not in words. So you just kind of gotta intuitively move with it and just kind of play around, dance around a little bit. You build up those communication skills with yourself, with your body. It'll be easier to figure it out, but sometimes it's a little trial and error. As important as it is, or as much as we work towards our mind being able to tell our body what to do and having our body do what we want it to do and act and react in the way we want it to, so the other way around. So we want our body to be able to lead sometimes too, often too. So you can like listen to your gut reaction, you know, intuitively what's the right way to step for you or to move forward, sometimes emotionally, sometimes it's easier when you physically know how to move forward in a pathway, in a sequence or something like that. So it goes both ways. And yeah, so just winding down whatever last movements call to you. There's really no wrong answers. As we set up for Shavasana, final relaxation pose. That might look like putting on a blanket or socks as your body temperature will lower in this next practice. Legs come down the length of the mat, feet come at least a foot apart, legs so relaxed that the feet naturally splay open to the sides. Hands release down by the sides, palms face up, at least 6 inches from the body. And the head comes to neutral, shoulders tucked under to support the chest. If this brings pain to the lower back, laying flat on your back like this, just bend in the knees, feet come mat distance apart, and allow the knees to knock together. From here, you can lift the hips up, giving them a tuck under to elongate your lower back, your lumbar spine against the ground, and then releasing down. No muscular effort here at all. We're just letting the legs completely relax here. I traditionally is put the legs down the length of the mat, but either way works great. Eyes can close, that's the invitation. If that's uncomfortable for you, the gaze can just be up towards the sky, up towards the ceiling, not looking at anything in particular. Just letting the eyes rest. I'll come up to seated so that I can lead you through this meditation and play you some singing bowls. So Shavasana is all about integration. So we're integrating all the effort, all the work that you've put in so far to class, letting it sink into your bones, sink into your psyche. And we'll let this practice begin with 3 cleansing breaths, just like how we started class. In through the nose and an audible sigh out through the mouth, but just let your shoulders be relaxed. And allow the breath to continue in and out through the nose. And Inviting your exhalations to become longer and deeper than your inhalations. Invite space between top and bottom teeth. And the tongue falls away from the roof of the mouth, a symbol of chitta vritti, monkey mind. We're just inviting that monkey to sit this one out. Jaw hangs heavy as muscles of the lips and cheeks relax. Nose and nostrils rest, gently allowing air to pass through like waves lapping up to shore. Eyes rest heavy in their sockets, eyelids just barely touching. And the space between the eyebrows broadens as all the muscles in the forehead relax. Muscles surrounding the ears with all their wrinkles and folds, all the way deep into the ear canals. Rest. Muscles in the back of the head and top of the head, and across the hairline. Relax. Whole head rests. Neck and throat release. Shoulders melt away. Upper arms and elbows relax. Forearms and wrists release. Palms, backs of the hands, knuckles, fingers, fingertips, fingernail beds. Whole hands alive with vibration. Whole hands alive with creative potential. Rest and integrate all that you practice. Upper back, middle and lower back relax. Chest and belly naturally rise and fall with the breath. Whole torso rests heavy. Glutes, pelvis, hips relax, supported by the ground below. Thighs and knees melt away. Calves, shins, and ankles relax. Heels, arches, toe ball mounds, tops of the feet and all of the toes rest. And both feet rest. Both legs relax. Top half of the body and bottom half of the body. Left side, right side, front and back. Whole body rests. Whole body rests. Whole body rests. Notice if in your mind, if even for one moment, there was silence in that inner dialogue. Notice if in your breath there's ease. Notice if in your body the places of tension have found space. The places of restlessness have found peace. Allow for everything that did and did not happen in class today. And know that in yoga, practice makes practice. Nothing more and nothing less. Invite your inhalations to deepen and become longer than your exhalations. As fingers begin to wiggle and toes begin to curl, that feeling of heaviness is replaced with the feeling of lightness and expansion, attention to the front side surface of the body. Head begins to rock side to side. And the arms reach up overhead for a full body stretch. Let the knees bend and roll over to whichever side feels natural, landing in a fetal position. Fully released and fully supported by the ground below. You can use that bottom arm as a pillow. And bring to mind any intention or dedication you set for class, or take this opportunity to set one now. And if that intention inspires you, take it with you off the mat and into the world. Allow it to affect you and the people around you for the rest of your day. With eyes still closed or gently lowered, press your hands into the ground to come up to a seated position, just like how we started class. Hands come to meet at heart center, palms pressed together in Anjali Mudra. Today we practiced a series of hip opening, neck and shoulder stretching postures. The first namaste is said silently to yourself, thanking your body for the effort it put into class. And the second namaste is said out loud to everyone that held this space. Namaste. Thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone who joined me today. I hope you found something that serves you. It's good to be back. I feel very welcome back. After taking a couple days off for my birthday and all that jazz, and just to kind of rest. So yeah. I hope you all had a great weekend as well.
A great weekend.
Oh, hello, Daydream. Oh, yay! We got a group. Come on in, come on in. Guys, I have friends. Namaste, feeling great. Yay! So glad, Linda. Awesome, awesome. Guys, this is Glassy Momo. Namaste, Bodhi. Thank you. This is Daydream. You guys may know them from stream or in real life. Namaste, Papa Mario. How are your hips feeling? Lar 4444. How are your shoulders? And thank you, Bodhi, for dropping the tips information. This stream is obviously free for all of you to come and enjoy as much as possible, or as much as you'd like, but tips are super appreciated. They go towards lighting and crystal bowls and electricity bills, so they're super appreciated. And tea, yes, yes. Feeling great now, awesome. Bodhi says hi, everyone.
Hi, Bodhi.
She was surprised yesterday. It was like walking Lucy, and then out of nowhere, I just have somebody like waving, and I'm like, hi, oh my god, I know you, but thousands of miles away. I was so thrown off. I was like, what is happening right now?
Hey, Biggie 160.
Biggie. Oh, that's Brigitte.
Oh, hi, Brigitte.
Hi, Brigitte. Hi, Mama. Patrick. So cool to see her. Yeah.
We kept her a secret for. I kept her a secret.
We kind of talked about it for a couple weeks, and then it was because we wanted to plan something for her 30th, so it was kind of like, okay, what's the ultimate surprise?
I had no idea. He was like, oh, we have an event on Saturday at 1, and I'm like, all right, where are we going? I was like, don't tell me, I don't even want to know. And he was like, I'm not telling you. I'm like, okay, sure, why not? I was so surprised. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah, so there were so many times I almost spilled the beans, though.
Yeah.
I remember I was like, okay, tres leches is your favorite cake. And so I was like, oh, I should bring some with me. But I was like, there's probably a way to get it around here. And I almost texted you to ask, is there a way to get tres leches cake around you? And I was like, why am I going to ask her? She'd be like, why are you asking me this? Really specific question.
I'd be like, yeah, probably. Why? Although when Bodhi was here, she really loved the Mexican bakery near us. Mm. So after she left, she sent me money and was like, go eat Mexican bakery, Mexican pastries for me so I can live vicariously through you. And I was like, okay, I love you. Will do. That was in our first apartment in Golden Hill. There was a bakery that was right next door. So good.
Yeah, we gotta find the one around here. I'm sure there's a bunch of Mexican bakeries, but we don't really explore as much. If we can get down to Golden Hill.
It's so far away. There's definitely
churros,
another good one closer.
The best churros ever.
It was 10 cents for a churro.
It's downtown. We'll end up downtown. Oh. We gotta show you. Yeah, but churros, guys, at Taco Bell is not real.
No.
It's like saying a burger from McDonald's is real. That's not a burger. Okay, when you have a real churro, oh my goodness, it's amazing. And they're stuffed too with a cream inside. Oh man.
Yeah, they have dulce de leche inside. like almost like caramel, but yeah, like condensed milk. But
Oh, I'm drooling.
yeah,
I'm drooling right now.
there's a lot of good food around here. No, we could definitely look up a Mexican bakery that's closer than that. I bet it's just as good.
Mhm.
How are you guys' morning?
Good. We walked the dog. We like looked at like the local kind of like another little bird sanctuary area.
The salt
So
marsh.
that was really pretty. We saw a hummingbird. It's like all shiny and iridescent little hummingbird. What else did we see? Yeah, there were just like a lot of really cute tiny birds.
Yeah, the little bird sanctuary we have like a salt marsh, so it's like salt water, and it's really shallow, so tons of food there all the time for them. But the hummingbirds are
Yeah,
my favorite.
lots of birds.
There's like these like miniature crane-looking birds too. They're like super like elegant.
Egrets.
Egrets, yes.
Yep, there's egrets and herons. Papa Mars says, I miss the BJ's churros. Okay,
Oh my
real
God,
talk,
me
those are
too.
really good.
They were so good.
I don't know how authentic they are, but they're like delicious.
There's like it's like probably my favorite sort of gross food around here is like the chili dogs from Costco. They're like $1.50 and they're like gigantic.
Really?
And the churros are like 50 cents or like $1 and they're like this big.
Wow.
And then you can get like unlimited sodas, so you can just like gorge yourself on $5 over there.
That's crazy.
We used to do that every once in a while.
Everything about Costco and BJ's is about excess.
It was across from IKEA, so we just get stuffed and at a BJ's or Costco. Over here it's a Costco, and then we just walk around IKEA like walking it off, pretending like we
window shopping.
like, oh, this is my room now. Yeah, let's pretend like we're in college again. Look at this perfectly set up, immaculate dorm room that no dorm room ever looks like if you're ever walking.
Yeah.
Seriously, dorms at school look like prison. I was like, this is what living in prison.
Dark, gray, just
Concrete walls.
Like, yeah, raw material. Is what it was.
All right.
Yeah, then we went down to, then we went back out to the grocery store. We got some eggs for breakfast.
Ooh, breakfast.
But we also daydreamed a lot about takoyaki, so.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
ready
we're
to
about
rock
to
when you guys are ready to go.
Oh yeah.
We're thinking maybe Korean tofu soup.
Tofu. Oh yeah. Tofu soup.
Right. I haven't had it in forever. Hopefully if they're open.
They'll be open. Everything's like opening again. You guys, one of our Kai's probably not here anymore. It was like her favorite coffee shop up here. This Tiki Port. We met the owner yesterday. Who's such a freaking character. The thing is, like, this neighborhood is full of characters. Like, everybody is like a personality.
And they all seem like down to chat. Just like share a piece
Everyone's
of their mind.
very friendly.
So, yeah.
Very friendly. So he just like got into this entire, it's not a conversation, because a conversation would mean that we were like
Yeah.
answering back, but like a
Participating.
monologue on like the conspiracy theories that he has like witnessed and knows to be true.
Yeah, he just started like listing a lot of names, and I was like, I don't know where these names.
And he
are
was like,
going.
wink, wink, you know what I mean? And we're like, uh-huh. Just like, because you're like, I don't know if I want you to explain any deeper down the rabbit hole than we
Yeah.
already are. But he was super friendly. It just makes me, I'm just like, you know what?
Yeah.
It's kind of awesome that
Like,
you're,
on the-
It's
on
like
East
harmless, so it's like, oh, like I'm not fearing you right now, so it's like this is just kind of like you're sharing a story. This is cool.
On the East Coast, he would have been like kind of a curmudgeon, but on the
West Coast version.
West Coast, he's like happy and sunny and just having a good time. So
Yeah,
he's
just
just like sweet.
Yeah, just like building a bench and like, oh, you know, like our ATM just got stolen, but I'm just gonna build another chair to hang out in there instead.
Yeah.
He's like, gotta think of the positive, you know. Also, the government. Okay.
How did we get there? Gonna get going, love. You guys have a good day. Thanks, Bodhi. See you soon. Have a good day.
Okay. Yeah, we just thought we'd
Yeah.
infiltrate at the end.
Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah. Well, it's about time to go anyway, so we can make breakfast, and we're gonna have a takoyaki party. So, just to reiterate, just to repeat, class is going on tomorrow, same time, same place, and then again on Wednesday. So I will see you guys there, if not next Sunday. So, much love from me to you. Thanks for everyone who showed up and practiced and hung out.